Hey YouTube, this is going to be part 2 of getting the budget Sea-Doo lake ready. In the last video I got this thing running and got it running decent and fixed some of the mechanical issues it was having, some mechanical and electrical issues, mainly the solenoid sticking causing the starter to stay on and stuff like that. We got that taken care of. It's running perfect now. Every time you hit the start button, starter kicks on as it should. So that solenoid definitely did the trick for me. We still need to do a couple of things before we can test it out on the water, mainly just some safety equipment and stuff like that, get it registered. Well, I did get it registered, but we need to display the registration numbers and the sticker on the vessel itself. So I went out, made a trip to my local Walmart and went and picked up some supplies. Mainly safety stuff, and I did pick up a battery for the thing, but I'll go over the stuff that I got. I picked up a pair of life vests. I know they're little cheapies. They were about 10 bucks a piece, so that's what they are. They're not the most comfortable thing, and I had a lot of people recommending me to get a quality one and nice and comfy, but here's my thought process on it. It's gonna be my first time going out, so I don't want to spend too much money on the thing, and in the future when I do go out and get a good quality life vest for myself and whoever else wants to go with me, at least I've got a couple of spares, so if people do want to tag along, we don't have to scramble and go buy a life vest, or they don't have to bring their own. We've got a couple, and I'll put a trailer tongue box on there and keep some spares in there and stuff like that. Went and picked up a battery. That was about 59 bucks. I didn't have a core, so they did charge me a core fee. The warranty's not really the greatest on that, so we'll see how it works. Obviously picked up a fire extinguisher because I think it's required in the state of Arizona on the vessel, and it's just good to have it. I mean, it's a good safety measure in case you do catch fire on the water. It'll be accessible and you'll have it right there on board. Picked up a paddle as well. It's a collapsible paddle. That thing was about 10-15 bucks, and I just thought, hey, it's nice to have that just in case you do have some mechanical problems. At least you got something that helps you get out of the way, or row yourself back to shore if there's no one out there to help you. And obviously we got the registration slip and some stickers. That orange sticker is going to go on the front of the vessel, and then some stickers following it with the numbers it reads, and that's going to go right there on the front of the ski. That's how we do it here in Arizona. And also, one thing that I did learn in Arizona is we don't title watercraft, so you will not need a title to get this thing bought, sold, or registered. You do need to have a bill of sale from the previous owner if you're buying a used one, and it does come with that on the back of that slip. So don't throw away any of the paperwork that comes with that slip, because you may need it in the future. But I'll go ahead and get started. All right, guys, so I got everything moved to the tool cart. What we're going to start off with is I'm going to throw that battery on the trickle charger. The battery comes in the box with acid. It's not inside the battery yet, so what you need to do is you need to juice it up and then throw it on the trickle charger for a couple hours and let that thing hold a charge. We're going to do that just to get the battery ready and to test it to make sure that the battery is still good, because it is a cheap Walmart battery. I mean, they're not the best quality. I did want to go with an AGM, but I want to keep it budget friendly, so a $59 battery for this ski, it's not a bad idea. And then while that's charging, we're going to go ahead and do some other stuff, like paint some of the trim that needs to be taken care of, letter and sticker the jet ski up, and find a spot for the fire extinguisher, and clean up the electrical on the ski. I'm going to put the electrical box back where it should be. That way we can put the battery in there when it's done charging and see if that will work for us. This battery is a 16 group size, I believe. I could have got away with putting a 20 in it, but I just wanted to be on the safe side and went with the smaller one just to have some extra room. We'll see in the future if that battery's not powerful enough or anything like that, then we may upgrade it to a bigger one. But for the time being, let's see how that works out for us. I'll go ahead and do that off of camera, or I'll try to get it on camera if I can, but I don't have a tripod currently, so we'll see what happens. And I think I'll cut the video off right here because I got a tow truck coming in. All right guys, now we got the battery filled up with acid. It was a little tough to see the level, especially in the shop being so bright, so I went ahead and shut the door for the most part. And what I did is I used a light behind it. It's still a little tough to see, but you can kind of see the water levels. I don't know if the camera's picking it up, or the acid level in the battery all across the board. And the instructions say to fill it up with acid and let it sit for about 30 to 60 minutes before charging it, just to make sure that the acid level will be correct. And that's what we're going to do. So in the time being, we're going to let that sit. I got a piece of cardboard, and we're going to start rattle canning some of the trim on the jet ski. I've got a couple of these little pieces here and there that we're going to paint blue and put back on the ski. So I'll go ahead and do that while the battery's sitting there, and then we'll throw that on the charger and get the thing stickered up, get the trim on it, and move on from there. All right, I got some of the trim off, a little bit of masking done on the ski. These little trim pieces are kind of ugly, so I wanted to rattle can them blue. I know on some of the skis they are body color and match the other colors on the ski, so I thought it'd be a good idea. I mean, they look kind of weathered and beaten. We're not looking for perfect, but we're looking for a little bit better than what it looks like now. I decided I'm going to use this, some Rust-Oleum paint and primer, and it matches the seat pretty well, so it should come out pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and rattle can that off camera and come back at you guys when it's all done. Now that we got the battery filled up with acid, it sat for about half an hour. I got it on the battery charger, sitting at 2 amps, and it should take a few hours to charge that thing up. I'm guessing about 2 to 3 hours at minimum. I might leave it for about a good 5 hours. And the time being, I got the trim painted up. It's painted, it's looking pretty good, looking a lot better than before. And I'm gonna go ahead and get the stickers on the front half of the vessel here. And what we're going to do is we're going to put the registration sticker here, followed by the numbers and everything, and I will go ahead and get that done. I'll show you a trick to trying to line them up a little bit easier. I'm going to use some masking tape and try to get everything close to the bottom of the edge of the masking tape. That way it looks nice and even and straight, and that should definitely help out placing all the stickers. And then we'll go ahead and find a place for the fire extinguisher. All right, now guys, here's a trick to getting the lettering to look nice and stick and be very easy to put on. What I usually do if I ever have to do anything like this, I haven't done it on a watercraft before, but I will run a piece of tape or some type of reference line so everything's nice and straight. That being said, what I do is I cut out the lettering if I need to, and I'll tape it together with each other. That way when you go ahead and pick it up, it's pretty straight, so you can peel this back and just stick it on using the reference, and it'll be a lot straighter than it would be if you're just kind of freehanding it and kind of sticking it on there. So I got the numbers and everything cut out, lined up and everything. I haven't done this other side yet, but the sticker goes here, and state, the number, and then AP in the back. I believe it's the same numbers from the previous registration, but it's just in my name now. So I'm not sure how that exactly works, but as you can see on the ski, it does have the same numbers on it, 4703 AP. So it just transferred ownership to me. You might not have to do this in your case, but if you do need to, this is a good little trick to use. And I'll let you guys see the end result here in a second. All right, here we go. And now that's the end result. It's not perfect, but it is pretty good. The one thing I didn't account for on the other side is the gas fillers on that side, so I'll definitely have to bring it a little bit closer in together on this side, which I should have done on the other side as well. That way it could match a little bit better, but it is what it is. It doesn't have to be perfect. We'll go ahead and get that side stickered up. That trick works really well. It makes life a lot easier, and you know, from here you can't really tell that it's not perfectly straight. I wish I got the spacing a little bit better, but it's okay. It is what it is. I was trying to cover up the old stuff as well because it just seems kind of burnt into the fiberglass on the ski, and I eventually am going to paint the ski. If we end up having a good sea trial with it and I end up liking it, I'll take it down and paint it for the next season. It's already it's starting off in July right now, so I don't think we're going to have too much of a season this year, at least for me. So maybe my winter project will be cleaning this thing up and painting it for the winter time, along with getting the jet boat ready and stuff like that. But I'm happy with it. All right, looks like the battery's done charging. It's been a few hours. Got a few things done on the ski. Cleaned out the air box. That's going to go back on. I put the electrical box back in its space where it should go. Just got the light. There we go. Tucks right up in there. Battery sits down in there, and it should be good to go. Put the air box on it, and we should be done for the night. And she'll be ready for the water. At least go test it out there and see how she does. All right, now battery's fully charged. Got everything buttoned up besides the air box, which I'll do tomorrow. I think I'm done for the night. I'm calling it a night, and we're gonna fire this thing up. And part 3 should be a lake trial. So we're gonna take this thing out to a small little lake on Monday and see how it handles it. But here we go. Battery's in there. Electric box is tucked away in the corner. Go ahead and shut it off since it's not on the hose. But before we do take it out, I will run it on the hose for a good 15 minutes, get it warmed up, make sure I'm not going to see any issues, and should be able to take it out Monday, see what happens.